There's no ladder on a dream, the final lie of self-improvement. There's a pyramid in the desert. It's tall, wide at the base, and it stretches so high you can't even see the top. Taped to every brick is a new bestseller. Atomic Habits. Think and Grow Rich. How to be a badass while meditating in a cold plunge. Book after book, stacked like bricks. This is what the world calls personal development. But what the course unmasks as the ego's most profitable stall tactic. We're told to climb. And every step says, not enough yet. How did the ego pull this off? Self-improvement is a religion now. No priest, no pope, just Amazon Prime. The global personal development market is worth over $50 billion. That's billion with a B. Whole lives have been lived chasing the next hack, the next step, the next version of Me 2.0. But who told you something was missing? Here's the trick. The ego didn't just invent the self. It turned around and said, this self needs work. That's like breaking a toy, selling it to you, then making you pay monthly to fix it. There's nothing wrong with the self, because the true self is changeless, whole, unimprovable. So what are we really improving? We are polishing a mask, ironing a costume, detailing the car while the driver dreams in the back seat. The ego's gym. Picture a gym that never closes. Everybody's on treadmills. Nobody's going anywhere. But they're sweating, grunting, counting reps, and calling it purpose. One says, I just need to improve my mindset. Another says, I finally cracked the morning routine. And over the speakers, the ego says, keep it up, you're almost there. But there is no there. Because if you saw you were already complete, you'd leave the gym. And the ego would be out of business. No growth, no gain. The idea of growing the self is an insult to God. It says, you made me, but I can do better. Growth implies a gap. Wholeness doesn't grow. It shines. The self doesn't climb ladders, doesn't evolve, doesn't upgrade. It simply is. What changes is not the self, but the belief that there was anything else. The dream contractor. You're dreaming one night, and in the dream, your house is falling apart. The walls are cracked. The paint is peeling. There's dust everywhere. A contractor shows up, clipboard in hand. Tool belt labeled Ego LLC. He says, good news. I've got a self-improvement package just for you. You agree. You get to work. You spend years remodeling. Then, one morning, you wake up. And the house is gone. Because it was never real. It was just a dream. And you didn't need a contractor. You needed to wake up. The self is not a seed, it's a sun. Growth implies you were once a seed. Small, buried, incomplete. But the self was never planted. It never bloomed. It never changed. It blazed. The self is a sun. And all self-improvement does is teach you to stand in front of the mirror, blocking your own radiance and wondering why you feel dim. The final question: how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because self-improvement is the ego's way of saying, I want to stay asleep but feel productive doing it. It's busy work in the dream, scrubbing the walls of a sandcastle before high tide, lighting incense in a house made of fog. You weren't meant to improve the dream. You were meant to wake up from it. So don't read another book. Don't buy another course. Don't optimize your morning routine. Ask instead, who told me I was incomplete? And why did I believe them? Because the self doesn't hustle. It doesn't upgrade. It doesn't climb. It simply is. And when the treadmill finally stops, when the mirror cracks, when the mask slips off, you'll find it waiting, right where it's always been. Whole, holy, home.